It's been 13 years since the release of Test Drive Unlimited 2, and now the franchise is back with Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. But was it worth the wait? Let's dive into my review and find out. But first, a big thank you to Nacon and DeadGoodMedia for providing early access and a code to make this review possible. So let's start by discussing the gameplay and physics of KT Racing's latest iteration of Test Drive Unlimited. At its core, this is a pure arcade racing experience. Whether you're using a high-end steering wheel, your favourite controller, or even a keyboard, you'll find driving around Hong Kong to be absolutely effortless. From high-powered supercars to the off-road cross-country vehicles, everything handles smoothly. I particularly enjoyed the off-road vehicles. Their tyres and suspension, which were designed for the dirt trails, is excellent. Drifting through those, fighting with the wheel, counter-steering through the tight, twisty trails was a definite highlight. As an arcade racing game, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown aims to make driving accessible to everyone, and it certainly succeeds. However, for players looking for more control over their vehicle, the game offers customizable settings and assists, including ABS adjustments, traction control, and manual gearing. For those who do opt for a more hands-on experience, gameplay will be rewarded with extra revenue for each action and each racing mission. I personally use the expert settings with automatic gears, so I could still have the freedom to quickly capture videos and clips for this review today. Despite this, the game always felt too easy to me. I could speed around the island with the most powerful cars without worrying about crashing, and even when crashes did occur, they didn't really seem to have any significant consequence. The world features some really nice destructibility that looks fantastic, but it only really slows the player down, while the NPC cars felt like minor obstacles rather than something to actively avoid. And considering that Solar Crown is set in one of the most densely populated areas in the world, the road feels surprisingly empty, even with density settings maxed out, so there's not an additional challenge to avoid cars on the road, and you can pretty much just go full power. However, while the lack of difficulty might be disappointing to some, and to me, I do think it aligns with the charm of Test Drive Unlimited. A more challenging handling model, a bit more simulated, maybe more cars on the roads, could possibly disrupt the game's pacing. I think if you were constantly having to repair your car, maybe pay for damages, it could probably slow the experience down. So although I am aware that I would like a more physical, simulated feeling, I think it is the benefit to have it this way. Although I didn't particularly enjoy it, it's probably the best way for more players. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown retains that unique role-playing element and that lifestyle and social experience of its predecessors, allowing players to live out their fantasies, so to speak. You can customise your character, you can purchase new clothes, you can visit a beauty salon, and of course, drive to the local dealerships to buy new cars. The game features a wide variety of vehicles from German to British, Italian, Japanese, and many more. The multiple dealerships are scattered around Hong Kong, each waiting to be discovered. However, I found that this part of the game became a little bit repetitive quicker than I imagined. Driving to the dealership, walking up to each car, check the conditions to see if I could even buy it. If you don't have that high reputation points or if you don't have the credits to purchase it, then your journey was a little bit pointless. It all started to feel a little bit tedious. What began as an enjoyable experience driving to the dealership, opening the car doors, rolling the windows down, listening to the engines whilst in the dealership, started to turn into a series of fast travels. And I'm a little bit surprised because I really felt like this would be a highlight, but now it's just turning into a set of loading screens. The whole process could just be replaced by a simple menu option. Nonetheless, the exploration does remain the driving force in Test Drive Unlimited, and cruising around at your own pace, discovering races, time trials, and hidden wrecks all keep you engaged and coming back to this recreated Hong Kong. And I particularly enjoyed the treasure hunt style wrecks hidden around the map. Occasionally while you're roaming, a proximity beeper would appear on the screen, giving you a rough indication of where a secret wreck might be. The faster the beep, the closer you are to uncovering a piece of secret car. No matter what I was doing, if that proximity tracker appeared, you better believe I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'll find that wreck. It was a very enjoyable scavenger hunt, let's say, which I highly recommend. And of course, the free roam isn't just about driving. There are plenty of tasks to complete. Speed traps are set up on some of the fastest roads, rewarding you with cash to spend. And the return of FRIM, free ride instant money, encourages reckless driving that would make any mother blush. Driving on the wrong side of the road, near misses, and everyone's favourite drifting are all well rewarded. You can choose to bank your extra FRIM early or wait for your multiplier to double or even quadruple, cashing in on your death-defying driving. I actually found most of my time came finding the wrecks and just driving recklessly to increase my cash within the FRIM. Now moving on, one aspect I've always disliked about open world racing games is that the stories often feel unbelievable and awkward. And unfortunately, Solar Crown does continue this trend. From choosing which clan to represent to the breaking news story, each cutscene just felt long-winded and forgettable. I found myself skipping most, if not all of them, which I never usually do. And as a multiplayer focused game, the story elements do always tend to feel tacked on to add some minor depth to the characters and NPCs. Since I did play the game solo during the early access, this could have contributed to my lack of interest in the story. There was no friends to discuss what was happening or to even make some collective decisions. It was just sort of me skipping through the story and doing the driving. But I was frequently reminded I was playing an online game, as the obligatory winner's circle and preparation screens appeared before each and every session. These moments might feel more engaging when the full game launches, but I've never been a fan of standing around for 10 seconds to watch someone's recycled emote when I could be driving to the next objective. It quickly became repetitive, and it really slows down the game when you're just wanting to race. Now, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown did look visually appealing, especially on the higher graphic options. Seeing the cars drive through the rain, seeing your window wipers just quickly try and remove the water and precipitation, look fantastic. There's some great reflections in this game as well. However, this game does have some technical issues. Solar Crown struggled to maintain a stable 60 FPS on high settings at an ultra-wide resolution of 3440 by 1440p. And no matter what I did with any of the higher settings, it just ran sporadically. So the most of the time for this video, I actually played on low settings with some slight tweaks to achieve a more consistent frame rate. Medium, high, ultra, they were just too sporadic. Even with FSR 2.0, it didn't seem to provide any noticeable FPS boost. And in fact, I actually achieved better performance with FSR turned off than with FSR 2.0 on with performance super sampling, which not only looked bad, but still managed to run poorly.
Turn left.
Another annoyance as well was this persistent flickering, likely caused by some sort of broken reflection or shadow texture, but this could not be fixed by adjusting the graphical settings. While not game breaking, it was certainly immersion breaking and very distracting. It's really awful. I mean, you look at it, you can see how irritating that can become. But it is a shame because with those little nuances and hopefully a better super sampling system, I do feel that this game could be visually really appealing. Now, in summary, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown will please many car enthusiasts, but also could disappoint them. Fans who have waited over a decade will appreciate the return of features like the hotel, the garages, and even FRIM, and they'll find comfort in that familiar concept they've been longing for. However, the smaller map compared to Test Drive Unlimited 2, the poor performance that's just been mentioned, and a more limited car selection might leave a bitter taste for the die-hard Test Drive Unlimited fans. That said, if KT can address the performance issues and stick to their planned post-launch content, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown could still be a fun, multiplayer racing experience. I personally played around 8 hours, and to be honest, I felt like I'd achieved everything I needed to do this review, and I had a relatively fun time. I can't say I'll be back on the game anytime soon because it just didn't pull me in. I would like to try it again when the multiplayer is out, see more cars on the road, play with some of the aces, could be quite fun, but I think that's my test driving limited experience completed here today. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. A massive thank you once again to Nacon and DeadGoodMedia for providing the code, and thank you all for watching this review. Ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dr. Race video.